All right, well, I'm back here at Greensfelder, at the last place that I left the Green Rock Trail. So I'm going to go down and get started on another section of the Green Rock Trail. Probably only going to try a little bit today, but maybe 3 miles. I might get to the bottom of that big what is it, incline, the big hill, whatever. Might get to the bottom of that, take a look at it, and come back, because that's going to be a intense trail. And I've been doing physical therapy for my knee, so I hope today's going to be a little bit of a field test. I'm going to put a little bit of a video that I took on Creve Coeur. Saw some eagles and some pretty cool stuff, but 3.5 miles in, my knee completely gave out, and that is a flat trail. So I'm hoping the exercises I've been doing, which I need to do more of, just haven't got into the habit of doing the leg lifts and all that stuff, but hopefully that's gonna change. I need to put on my knee brace before I even start, so gonna do that. I think that's an eagle. Yep, that's an eagle. Isn't he majestic? Awesome. So this might be a good time to make note of things like: you do not get close to an eagle. You do not get close to an eagle's nest. Observing from afar and being appreciative of their majestic nature without interfering with their nature is the best options. Oh, come on. I see my car. It is a very long way away. And I think I'm gonna do the sidewalk around here. That might be a little less steps with this knee. Very, very painful. Oh. So yeah, this will probably be my last entry here today. But y'all get out there and y'all have fun hiking, no matter what. All right, I am on the trail from up there. And I think I'm pretty much rejoined the trail where I last left off. Or pretty close to it. So we will see how the hike goes. There's some business I need to take care of first. Just got the moment where you, I don't know, for me, the being out in the woods, just hiking along, and the relative silence and quiet just kind of hits, and there's that nice settling feeling. It's always good when that hits. So the Green Rock Trail splits off here. Apparently this is not a very well traveled section. So I hope I can keep on it, because I mean that trail is very well marked and this is not. So we'll see how this goes. It yeah, it parallels, but I'd say not a lot of people do the Green Rock Trail. In total, the Green Rock Trail is about 15, 16 miles. So I can understand why it's not as traveled as the whatever other trails that is over there. And it's the more strenuous route, apparently. So, interesting. That one continues and goes around that way. The Green Rock's going to go up and cross the road up here in a little bit. Very, very glad that sign was there, or I would have missed it. Because this does not look like a trail. Actually, I mean, I can see it more now. But, yeah, it is not well traveled. And this definitely has some hidden boulders or hidden rocks in it with all the leaves. It is a bit maintained, so there's a tree section that's been cut out. All right. Interesting tree up there. I've got a pee, but haven't been able to find a good spot. Little ways back, there was a guy walking his dog. So I was like, well, don't want them to walk up on me. The other trail's down there. And it's late winter, early spring. So not a whole lot of coverage. Huh. Yeah, a bit of a weird looks like somebody had a fire here. Probably didn't, but it looks that way. Yeah, this is a bit unusual for a trail system, I think. Anyway, back to it. Yeah, it's a pretty tight hairpin. But yeah, I'm on the right trail. It's just, like I said, not very well traveled, and I guess it's kind of well marked, but whew, a little difficult. Feels a little odd seeing cars and shit parked on the side of the road, but should be crossing the road up here soon. So yeah, I'm having to check the map frequently just to make sure I'm kind of on the right trail. Should be a road. Oh, there's a pull off. Okay. Aha. There's a caution hikers crossing the road down here, so pretty sure that's going to be it. It's just kind of a suggestion of a trail. Trail crossing ahead, so it just gives us and drivers a little bit of a heads up before crossing down there. All right. Did you know if you turn your head around so the brim is on your forehead, it helps shade your eyes from the sun? Very helpful. All right, we're going that way. Very awesome. Got some rolling hills over there in the background, which I'm sure would be obscured if it was springtime, all the leaves coming out, but not there yet. Lots of interesting things you can see. They're making me wonder, what's that building? What was that bird flying across there? My, how close we are to the road. There's a trail down there. I don't know if this is it, if we're going to be winding down the hill. We'll see. Looks like we are. Yeah, that's a pretty sharp drop down there. All right. Saw this cool little rock formation from probably somewhere up there. Was wondering if we're going to be here. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So yeah, there was a bicycle and I guess horse friendly turnaround or hairpin back there that led down to the lower section of this. That's pretty cool. The road up there is a one-way scenic loop, and thankfully there's not a whole lot of traffic. Oh, but this is nice. Just being able to be out here in the woods and relative quiet with nice, big, interesting rock formations. Do need to pay attention because there's well, the trail's kind of narrow and it's muddy, but not as muddy as I had feared. I had feared it was going to be, you know, squish on every step muddy, but it's not. It's pretty decent. I mean, I'm sure there's some slick spots, and I walked around some probably deeper mud and puddles and stuff, but so far it's been pretty cool. There was a kind of a mud hole, but most of the time it's all right. I was wondering what this was, but it's a fallen tree trunk with a, looks like a hole, like a hollow log, but it could just be a dark spot. I don't know. Looked like a freaking tunnel. Ah, sides open too. Still cool. Not a shelter, but maybe a little hidey hole when it's dry. Yeah, so far this has been pretty cool. Just may go and see how far I am from the drop and then the steep incline. I planned to get on the road before that steep incline and circle around. I'm sure the roads have steep inclines, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess the next section may need some assistance on it. I may have to do a couple more training hikes before tackling it, because it's going to be a horrendous uphill. And then probably try to go the rest of the way to Rockwoods Reservation, because I won't have much of a choice, really. Looks like it's going to be that uphill and then nothing else till Rockwoods Reservation. So I might have to have somebody come pick me up there. Hi, Marie. But yeah, this is nice. Here we are at a connector trail. That way goes to Beulah Trail, which is a pretty awesome trail out here. It's got a very nice scenic overlook on it. So highly recommend the Beulah Trail. So the orange is the Declue Trail. Not sure what the yellow is. It kind of runs parallel with the Declue Trail for a while. It's like some kind of elk themed trail out here. But we're sticking with the green rock. And a lot of the trails out here pretty lengthy switchbacks. So we just, yeah, you'll see on the map, Relive or whatever I do, the Garmin Replay, or maybe the Relive. Might do both of them. But it's a lot of switchbacks that pretty much start high on the ridge, go down a little bit past the same spot, go down a little bit past the same spot. So it might feel like you're not getting anywhere, but a lot of this is just extremely steep, gully ridden. So it's probably the best route to go to get through the area. even if it feels a little longer than it needs to be. Of course, hiking trails, you know, part of the purpose is to stay out in the woods long. So shouldn't be a bad thing. Excuse me. There are squirrels bolting all over the place. And squirrels sound like what you'd imagine a herd of deer would sound like, with just one squirrel. And then what an actual herd of deer sounds like, just about completely silent in comparison. Haven't seen a herd of deer here yet, but I hope to here shortly. So I got a question. So there looks like a few options here for the trail. So you got the going around the tree, sticking on the dirt. You got going right through the middle of the rocks there, or over that way. What would you choose? Yeah, comment. Which one would you choose? The right, the middle, or the left? That's left. That's middle. That's right. I'm going to choose the right today. Just to have some stepping on the rocks. All right. Paying attention time. So I think that down there is the Clue Trail, or a piece of it. I seem to remember doing the Clue Trail along that creek bed down there. So yeah, a lot of the trails run kind of parallel and cross over in some spots and join each other in other spots. But Green Rock is a pass-through trail. It just winds its way through the park into Rockwoods Reservation. Some very nice woods. Haven't seen, you know, some of the amazing scenic views and stuff like that you might find on other trails, but like the Beulah Trail. But this is a pretty awesome experience all in its own. There's a squirrel on a log over there. He's probably gonna bolt. Yeah, he's gone already. But yeah, this is interesting. Interesting scenery and rolling hills, and looks like we're gonna be over there here shortly. Oh, listen to that water. Oh, awesome. Hi, look at this. This is unexpected. So Green Rock Trail goes back that way. Huh. Not what I would have thought. Elk Trail, the Clue. Man, I know the, can't think of the name of the Eagle Trail. It might be Eagle. I don't know. It's a, Eagle is a shorter trail. Oh, but look at this. Just going the wrong way for a little bit. Wow. That is awesome. So we're going to go that way. Huh. Time to see where I'm at. All right, we're only a little over 1.5 miles into the trail. And it's a little ways to go to the point where the trail starts up. But we've actually dropped a good bit of elevation in not a very long time. And it hasn't really seemed like it because, you know, the switchbacks do pretty good getting to the lower sections. So it's possible that the extreme gain in elevation in a really short time is not as bad as I thought. Possibly. That's cool. But we're going to be crossing a road here. And yeah, I'm going to see if going to be paying real close attention to where that increase gain in elevation starts, because I will probably turn around at that point and maybe come back this way, depending on how my knee's feeling. Feeling perfectly fine so far, but you might can tell I am a little nervous about it. That's pretty cool. Whole area is nice. Not much places to step to avoid getting wet, but I managed it. Nice. And apparently there's trailhead parking here, so interesting. I probably want to go back at least partially on a road, because hiking up that hill to get to the car is probably not going to be fun after all the hiking I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to try and get at least 2.5 miles before turning around. So we'll see. We'll see where this leads. Apparently this is an old dam. It's really small. not what I would have thought. But apparently this pond freezes. All the frogs shut up. This is probably a water supply pond. Man-made, hence the earthen dam. That's pretty cool. Water coming from all up there would flow down, collect in here, and be used for water. Don't know water for who, because I don't see a lot of houses around here. I know the old Greensfelder house should be way back there, way up on a hill. I don't know what kind of community was built up around here though. Could be cattle. Who knows? Historians know. But I'm not a historian. So this is the Eagle Valley Trail, or section of it that we're walking on here. Knew it was eagle themed. Don't think I've missed a green rock turnoff. So still on the Green Rock Trail. There's the first little twinges of my knee going, hey man, we're feeling a little, or something rustling in the leaves there. I don't know what it was. Probably a lizard. Anyway, knees going, hey, we're sensing a little more movement than usual. What's up with that? That is a big hill. That is a nice tree. Oh well. Love places like this. That is so cool. So I'm approaching the 2.5 mile mark. So that's a decision point. Because my knee has been about 3.5 to 5 miles before it does whatever it does. Just gives up, gets tired, I don't know. And I have been doing PT exercises, not nearly as much as I should be. But I don't know. You might can tell I'm a little bit nervous about it. And unfortunately, I'm also a little bit stubborn. So I may be just pushing it. But there's a good resting spot down here, so I'm going to see how that looks. I mean, there's some concrete benches and maybe what might have been or going to be a pavilion, maybe. So I'm going to stop there, probably have a fig bar, and evaluate my next moves. See if I try and take the trail back to the car or walk the road back to the car. Although, honestly, walking the road seems a bit suicidal. People are crazy up this way. Equestrian obstacle course, because there's hitching posts. There's a nice wedding bridge. I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting looking. Seesaw. There's a connector to Beulah Trail, Green Rock, Eagle Valley goes back that way. Eagle Valley goes that way. Green Rock goes that way. So we will see where we're at. Interesting. Okay, so I got a little bit more information, and I think I've got a interesting trail. So we are at the low point of the Green Rock Trail, and this right here starts that extreme uphill. It goes uphill a lot in a very short period of time. But there's a connector. I think the connector is back that way. Eagle Trail connector that goes up toward Beulah Trail. and I can take a series of trails that goes back pretty much to my car, but right along the side of the road. So I'm going to try and do that, but I'm going to go up this way a little bit to get to the 2.5 miles and see the old dam, which is marked on the map as Old Dam. Not sure what the dam back there was, but up there is Old Dam. So we're going to see what that is. Oh, that wasn't very far. You can still see the horse recreation park. I don't know. So I'll take this connector. This is apparently the old dam. And that looks like a pretty steep hill. I'm going to get closer and read this sign. Green Rock continues that way, and that is to a scenic overlook. Interesting. Yeah, it's going to be for later. So the connector to Beulah Trail is that's what I'm going to take, and it's it should come out on the scenic overlook, a scenic overlook place that's on the Beulah Trail, and then I'm going to connect to the scenic overlook trail, which is a fairly wide, flat, kind of a vehicle. Used to be a vehicle trail, but they closed it off. So now it's pedestrian only. So I may get a very nice scenic overlook shot in here today. So that's going to be awesome. And hopefully not an extreme elevation gain. There's been a lot of interesting things on the trail today, kind of people-wise. There was a family of 4 playing in the creek. I feel it might be still a little too chilly to play in the creek. There was a couple with 2 dogs, which they had unleashed on the trail, because apparently rules don't apply to them. I mean, they leashed their dogs right before coming up on me, and apparently one of the dogs didn't see me, so when she got right next to me, she spooked and I'm like, how do you not see me? I mean, how does a dog not sense me? But I get that a lot. Ooh. There's a pond right there, or a little large dammed puddle. This must have been cattle land at some point in time, because there are a lot of man-made pools for water. Some very interesting places up here. Huh. Anyway, probably show you a little bit more when I get to the scenic overlook. That right there looks a lot like a section in Rockwood's Reservation that I hiked one point in time. It's not, but it looks so much like it. It's a little uncanny. Bicycle friendly loop here. Yeah, man, that looks eerily similar. If it had been Rockwoods Reservation, I would have come in from that direction and taken a trail up. I think I might have thought the trail went that way, but I went to a parking lot. Anyway, that's just eerily similar. I would, oh man, hopefully I can find that clip. Dang, that's awesome. Very cool. Oh, and there's more. Holy crap. Oh, that's cool. That'd be a nice place to sit out a rainstorm. I mean, it could be flatter, but yeah, whatever. A nice little rock wall there. Heading that way. This is a little bit of an elevation gain too, but not as much as what's on that Green Rock Trail map. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to wind up there. I mean, maybe not right there, but up on that level. So yeah, got a lot to climb. Just had a little bit of trouble getting this recording to start. And now I'm wondering if I missed a few recordings because anyway, I know where I'm at. This is Beulah Trail. Got a connector to Eagle Valley Trail, but I normally just keep going that way. And somehow horses go this way, which that didn't look as, but this is the trail between two boulders, and that is very muddy. So I'm gonna go back that way. There's also already some mud sticking to my shoes, so I'm gonna avoid that. Yeah, I always kind of wondered where that went. Now I know. The Eagle Valley Trail. Hopefully next time I walk this, it'll be a little bit drier. All right. Very enthusiastic talking. But we're on the Beulah Trail now. Not, unfortunately, going the direction of the overlook. So there's that. But yeah, that would be the opposite direction of the car. So I'll throw in a clip of the overlook just to compensate. All right, I think I just made 3 times my, oh, wait a minute. I am at 11 stairs, or sets of stairs. So that was my first goal for that. Probably about to reach 3 times my steps goal for today. It's always awesome because I barely reach my step goal on most days. Huh. All right. So I should be getting to the Beulah trailhead and then take some of the trails near the road to get back to the car. This is always an awesome section of the trail. And I was coming from down there and seeing the rock ridge that we're on top of, and can't see how awesome it looks from up here. But taking that Eagle Valley Trail connector, you can look back and see, oh wow, we're walking on top of that? That's cool. Anyway, see you further down the trail. All right, so here we are at the Overlook Trail, the flat, level, wide trail. And we are headed up to the Beulah Trail trailhead. Gonna stick to trails by the road all the way back to the car. There are little pull-offs and picnic tables on the sides of this scenic overlook, which is over there. If you want to come and just have a little picnic out here. But here's the trailhead, and it is packed. And I just started seeing people on the trail. So must be a popular time of day to start hiking. I'm about to wrap up. Wow, look at that. There's like houses. There's a white line, I think might be a road. That's pretty cool. All right. Taking the Fossil Ridge Connector Trail. Kind of weird not going the Beulah Trail route, but wanting to stick to the road here and get back to the car, which will be pretty awesome. Still feeling pretty dang good. My knee is not troubling me right now, so hopefully that will continue, and we'll get back to the car and start cleaning up stuff after our first Airbnb guest. Which reminds me, this episode is brought to you by Castle Kearan, castle.kearan.net, and you can book your stay in our Airbnb within a reasonable distance of a lot of hiking trails, and you have the opportunity to have myself as a hiking guide, or just some suggestions on where to go for a good day hikes. Now, there's some backpacking trips in the area, but if you're going to be backpacking, you probably don't need an Airbnb unless you're going to be doing a kind of a long trip and you want your ground support to have a nice place to stay fairly close to where you're hiking. That might be a good use of it. Have your ground support team stay in our Airbnb while you do the Ozark Trail, or a section of the Ozark Trail, because they're not very far from the end of the Ozark Trail, the north terminus, that is, and can get to you fairly quick, even to the southern parts. So yeah, check it out. Airbnb.com/h/C castle, capital Kearan. And I'll provide the link at the end of here. And I'll probably pop it up on the screen too. That would be a reasonable thing to do. But look at this. We are hiking along the road. I guess this is Fossil Ridge. I'm not seeing a bunch of fossils. I may have seen a fossil on the trail back there, but I didn't stop to check it out. It would have been a seashell impression, which would have been cool, because I've never seen a fossil in that kind of rock. Would it be cool if it was? So we're going to follow this. Some point in time, cross over the road and follow a trail on that side, and then we'll cross back over. Maybe at the crossing. Let me check. So indeed, this is the road crossing to Deer Run Trail. That's a big hill. That's a big step down. So Deer Run Trail is pretty close to where I parked the car. I used it last time to get back up to the Beulah, no, the Declue trailhead. From the parking lot. So Declue goes that way, Green Rock Trail goes that way, and the Elk Trail goes that way. Only one that goes this way is the Fossil Ridge connector, or the Deer Run Trail. And it does go right along the road. Maybe. No, that can't. That's going right back across, which is not what I want to do. I guess I should have taken that trail. Let me double check. All right, I'm staying on the Fossil Ridge connector, going that way. Why I crossed the trail and crossed the road and back, I don't know. I don't think it said to do that, but I don't know. It is kind of confusing. To Green Rock, Declue, and Deer Run. Deer Run is what I want, so gonna go this way. Does not seem right. Oh well. All right. So OnX has a major freaking problem here. I do need to go on the Declue trail back a ways. There's no trail on this side of the road. Fossil Ridge connector is not here where it says. So that's kind of a major disappointment. Just spending time backtracking because I just need to get down there. So, yep, this is OnX. Just lost some major points there. I went and referenced Gaia for that, and it was a lot more accurate. So it's hard finding a good tracking app, because that was just really, really wrong. So I'm going to follow this. It's going to loop back a little bit and get me on the Deer Run trail. But I'm pretty close to the car, so that's a good thing. Don't even know my mileage. With that little detour, I'm at 4 miles, 4.02. Awesome. Ooh. So that's about half mile past my frequent knee pain hitting. So that's a good thing. But I can make the whole, probably going to be 5 miles, I think. Maybe a little over, without debilitating knee pain. I'm going to call this a win, and probably start doing my PT a little bit more. All right, the clue, which I just happen to know is the orange leaf and green rock trail. So yeah, pretty much retracing some of my steps here to get back to the trailhead, or where I could park my car. Not even a trailhead, really. That looks like a switch back up to the road, but it's not. It is not. Though it looks like it has been used for one. Maybe not. Just looks weird. Could be a deer trail. Yeah, getting close. See, I think I am going to hit a little over 5 miles today, which is pretty awesome. Very happy with that. There was some deer poop in the trail. So yeah, this is going to be a lot better hike than I anticipated when I started. Sweet. So yeah, I finally got on the right trail. There was like 4 or 5 overlapping trails on all of the mapping tools. OnX, All Trails, Hiking Project. Didn't check Gaia, but Probably should have. That's turned out to be the most accurate so far. But I'm on Deer Run Trail finally, and should be getting close to the car now. But that was a major freaking disappointment. 2 times now, OnX has been horribly wrong about where the freaking trail is. And one, it didn't say there was a trail at all, or a trail that it said was there was not. I mean, I guess it could have been covered in leaves because it's not very used, but it was a connector trail, so that's a possibility. But yeah, very disappointing to have to try and sort out where the trails are and aren't when I should be on the trail according to the GPS. Yeah, that's been annoying. Wonder what that building is. Anyway, should see you at the car. All right, back at the car. 5.04 miles. And hitting the save. And done. Knees not killing me. All good. So y'all get out there. Y'all have fun hiking, all right?